attained the parinirvana, when Buddha died, in our worldly terms we say when he died, the grieving monks assembled at his funeral in the final gathering, anxious as to how they would bear the loss and separation from him. Buddha said, whether my body remains or I pass away, it will be the same. It doesn't make any difference. Because even then, my dharmakaya, myself, which is I attained by dharma, by following the dharma, my dharmakaya, dharma self, my dharma with what I have preached to you will continue to remain in this world. It doesn't matter whether I personally leave or I go away from here. Then the years following the death of Buddha saw the emergence of many monasteries, many movements during the next 400 years. For the next 400 years after Buddha, we find every disciple who wanted to preach Buddha as per his own versions, and they started their own schools. And how these things happened, I will be telling you in my subsequent lectures. After the death of Buddha, the Buddhist Sanghas, the monastic community, remained centered in the Ganges Valley. In the Ganges Valley portion of India, spreading gradually from its ancient heartland. The ancient heartland was from Lumbini to Sarnath to Lumbini to Bodhi, Bodh Gaya to Sarnath, and then subsequently it started spreading all over the Ganges plain. The canonical sources record, all the traditional sources record various councils, various meetings, whether it is the meeting by the Sangha, what are the recitations organized by many people, and Buddha's teachings, and some disciplinary action to be taken for the monks who are not following that. So all these things happened despite historians' reservations. Like no historians agree that such a thing might have happened. No, there is no evidence of it. But the traditions record that these things happened. Despite historians' reservations, traditions speak about the first Buddhist council to have been held just after Buddha's parinirvana, presided by a senior monk, senior disciple, Mahakasyap at Rajgiri, Rajagriha, which is presently Rajgiri, with the support of King Ajatasattu of Mauryan dynasty. Though historians do not agree to such a claim, but the traditions record that there was a council in which the people, the monks assembled there, they wanted to decide what course of action they would take because the Buddha was no more there. Now, though the historians do not agree to any council to have been held immediately after Buddha's parinirvana, but the traditions record it, and if we go by traditions, we see that there was a continuous flow of teaching of Buddha even after Buddha's demise. But however, if we stick to our historical point of view, it was in 3rd century BC, Buddhism got an impetus and the religion started spreading across the world because of the zealous propagation of the religion by a great king, great emperor of Mauryan dynasty whose name was Ashoka. Even if the traditions say so many things, historically we come to know that in 3rd century BC, when Ashoka was the ruler, Ashoka was the emperor of Mauryan dynasty, he was instrumental in the spread of religion, spread of Buddhism to all parts of the world, and including that of India. Ashoka was an Indian emperor of Mauryan dynasty who ruled over almost the entire Indian subcontinent from 268 to 232 BC. But these dates, no two historians agree to these dates, but the general consensus is that maybe Ashoka was ruling during this time, and Ashoka, after becoming the ruler, wanted to conquer one kingdom which was not conquered by his predecessors. It was Kalinga, the present day Odisha. It was in 261 BC, Ashoka invaded Kalinga, and Ashoka waged a war against Kalinga. The people of Kalinga were very brave, and they resisted the desire of Ashoka, and in which nearly 100,000 people were killed, and 150,000 people were taken as prisoners. Ashoka took them as prisoners. The devastation and the death moved the Emperor Ashoka, and he decided to shun the war, not to wage war, realizing that victory of heart is much better than the victory through war. Ashoka fought the war in Kalinga. The place where he fought the war is still there. It is in the present state of Odisha, and it is in Bhubaneswar, the state capital. Some 10 kilometers away from Bhubaneswar, there is the battlefield where Ashoka fought the war. And in this, so many people, 100,000 people were killed. And there was a river flowing down the place, and it turned into red because of the blood of so many people being killed by Ashoka. And it is not out of place to say, there is a story goes like this, that when Ashoka became, it is a story, it has nothing to historical or we do not know about it, but a story goes like this, that when Ashoka became the ruler, he could conquer Kalinga, which was a very powerful kingdom